everyone, and welcome to the Norfolk coast. And I'm on a beach, but I've come to find what looks like the remains of a disused railway on a beach. I'm between Munsley and Cromer, pretty much a place called Trimingham, and you can see the cliffs behind me, a lot of erosion, and the sea is just over there. But I've come to look at something that is absolutely astounding. Okay, where are we today? Well, I visited here originally in the middle of 2021. And this particular railway on the beach has been in the news recently as the mystery being solved. So I wanted to take a look at it again. So the blue line going from left to right, that is the Cromer to North Walsham, Norfolk and Suffolk Joint Railway. We've got Cromer up here on the top left and Munsley down on the bottom right. And Trimingham is in the centre of that blue railway line. And if you look just where it says Trimingham Beach, there is a turquoise line added to the beach on railmaponline.com. Now, this was not present originally on this map, and I got in touch with Railmap Online about adding it when I visited it the first time. And if we zoom in somewhat, you can see it a little bit better. Not very long, maybe about 300 metres right down behind the breakers. Now, recently it's gone on the news that a gentleman at Norfolk District Council has said that they were built in 1973 to support the building of the coast protection structures, basically the timber embankments which go along the cliffs. So there are probably 3 different versions of the story of why they're here that we're going to briefly mention in this video while we have a look at these remains on Trimingham Beach. We've got an old piece of industrial narrow gauge railway line in the middle of a Norfolk beach. Look at that. Slight curve to both rails. And it's in situ, look, that has been there. It's got to be made of iron. I'm going to say that's made of iron. Now, there's 2 likely reasons that these are sat here in the first place. And the first one I'm less inclined to believe. They were put in there when the new breakers was put up for the waves after a lot of flooding and bad weather in 1953, but they look a little bit older than that. Now, the second reason I'm more inclined to believe is they was actually put in place to move and transport discarded bombs and war material from World War II, where they were then taken to a safer location along the beach away from populated areas to discard all manner of these wartime materials. Now, there's a little bit more over there that I'm going to show you. You can see where the waves and the tide and the sea have just whipped it up and left it where it is. I'm going to take you over and show you. Look at this, exactly the same. I can take you all the way along it. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sleepers in this section of rail, and it's just amazing. Look at it. What a piece of history that is indeed. And that there is potentially one of the old, what you call fish plates on a normal railway line that held 2 rails or section of track together. Now, once I looked into everything I'd seen that day and filmed and took pictures of, I did a little more research online, and another version of events came to light. In 1974, a construction railway was apparently positioned behind the concrete and wooden defences as they were being built. But multiple cliff collapses left equipment damaged and forced the abandonment of the sections of track. So we've now got a third version of events of when this railway was built. But looking at this picture in particular I'm showing you now, this looks a lot older than 1974. It may just be that it's grainy and black and white, but for 1974 I'd have thought it was more likely that these photographs would have been taken in colour. And this is the remains of an old lorry. Look at this. Look at that. So that's clearly come crashing down there at some point, and that is unbelievable, isn't it? The fact it's laying the right way up as well. The rusted mess and hulk of this lorry. Look at all the stones. It's been washed between the wheel rim and the tyre and just lodged there over time. Like, the railway track history gets even better. You know, you thought it was good when we saw those 2 pieces of track back there. Now it looks like an entire Hornby railway set has been dumped on the floor here on this beach. Come and take a look at this. And it's absolutely loads of this stuff. And there's a section here, it's even upside down. So we get a better understanding of what the sleepers are actually like, look. They're hollowed out underneath. You can see the rivets, large rivets just there. It's been welded in there to hold it all together. And the angle here clearly was a curve of some sort by the positioning of those iron sleepers. There's more of it, look. Look at it. Look at this long section here. I don't know how far this is actually going to go on, but I can see it quite a way further down there. Dead ahead of me there's quite a long section and it's very snake-like, but it's all still joined together. I'd say it must be the length of about a standard swimming pool. Take a look at this. It starts just there, look. You can see it goes all the way up there. I don't think there's much more beyond this. So I've checked historically, there was never anything up the top that had anything like this, like a narrow gauge industrial railway. So it's not something, you can see the way it's just in this long section, it's not come down there off cliff top erosion. So again, you can see where this track, the sections are actually joined together. Look, we've got the fish plates with two bolts on either side. You can just make out a gap in the rail just there. Exactly the same on the other side. We'll go along back the way we just come from and we'll see if we can find the next joint. There we go, look, it's just there, look. 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. Same on the other side, and the gap in the rail is right about there. On the other side is two discarded pieces of rail, look. It's probably never used. See, it looks actually a completely different depth. That's a different width, isn't it? It may have had nothing to do with this, because that is quite a shallow piece of track just there. And it appears as this just one rail that tapers off and then disappears for good. You can see where there was another piece attached, look, at the other end, but it has gone. Could be buried, it could be washed away down there. So in conclusion, after reading up on this a little bit more, a couple of years after visiting the first time, I think I'm kind of in agreement with the 1973 version of events that Trimingham Beach is really in a remote location, and there aren't really any places that you can get down to the cliffs to do any work. So to move things along the beach, they had to build this narrow gauge railway to get the equipment and construction supplies along. But what do you think? Comment below. Why do you think they're here? When do you think they were put there? And who by? Anything else like this? I'd love to find out. Drop me a comment below for any suggestions. Hope you enjoyed looking at this very short video of this old railway hidden away on the Norfolk beach. You need to get yourself down here if you can. Come and have a look, because it's extraordinary, and who knows how long it'll be before they bring sand out from the ocean and bury it all once again.